Hi, Linda Bowen here from stampingwithlinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is Tuesday, and normally we have a fancy fold, but today it's more of a fancy cut. Does have a little bit of a different opening to it, so I guess you could call it a fancy fold, but I'm thinking more of a fancy cut. So anyways, let's get started. I am using Pool Party and the Pretty Peacock. Also, the Designer Series paper, Thoughtful Journey. Now, our Designer Series paper is on sale through the end of August 2024. So you want to head over to my blog, stampingwithlinda.com, and check out the Designer Series paper that are on sale. Now, I've already taken the Designer Series paper and stamped from the Unbounded Love stamp set and then die cut it with the Everyday Details die. So I've got that. I've done my die cutting. I've used the changing leaves. Now this is a hybrid embossing folder. I do have an exclusive tutorial using this bundle, so head over to my blog again and get all the details on how you can receive that. So I've got my die cuts. I have a piece of the Designer Series paper. This measures 1 3/4 by 5. I have another piece of the Designer Series paper. I'm using the watercolor background look for that, and that piece of paper runs 3 3/4 by 5. So the cool thing with this creative cut or fold is that you get to show off both sides of the Designer Series paper. I just really like that. I have another piece of basic white, 3 3/4 by 5. Two pieces of the Pretty Peacock, 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. Now all these measurements, once again, will be over on my blog, stampingwithlinda.com. Cardstock 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and then just a quarter sheet, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now my card base is the Pool Party. It's 4 inches by 10 1/2, and what we are going to do is we're going to put it into our trimmer. Because it's 10 1/2, we are going to put it at the 5 1/4 inch mark. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut. So we're going to use our dark cutting blade, and there's an arrow on the side. We're going to cut it down to the 2 inch mark. So just line that arrow with my 2 inch. I'm going to put my cutter down, and then I'm going to bring my scoring blade and score it the rest of the way. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it around to the 2 inch mark. I'm going to use my cutting blade, and we are going to cut to that score line. I see I just need to snip it a little bit. Didn't go quite far enough. I just bring my paper snip in and snip that off. And now we're ready to create our card. Again, kind of a different fold, more like a creative cut. We're going to bring in that Designer Series paper and put it on our Pretty Peacock. I was going to add some more glue. Well, I guess I still have quite a bit of glue. Because it's an 1/8 inch border around, I like the glue because it works back and forth. Love, love, love the colors in this Designer Series paper. Pretty scenes. And then, like I said, the watercolor look too. So we've got that. That'll go on our little flap at the bottom. Hard to see. Needs to come down just a hair. Then we will grab that piece. Hard to put this as our background. Just love the colors in our paper. Again, make sure you check out that sale on the Designer Series paper before that is over. I love that our Designer Series paper is two-sided and that it matches our colors so well. So now this is going to go on the back side of our card. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because the background I've got 1/4 of an inch border around, so I've got more room to move that about. Next, what I'm going to bring in is my Pretty Peacock ink pad and the Sweetly Script stamp set, the Happy Birthday. Oops, I see, good thing I turned that around. Got a lot of extra. I've got the really big block for this stamp because I really don't have a block that allows me to have full coverage on that stamp other than this big one, so it makes it a little harder to ink it. So I really suggest turning it over and checking it out to make sure you don't have what I just had and too much ink. So we're going to just take that Happy Birthday, stamp it right about there. Next we're going to layer our pieces. And I think I'm going to use my glue for that. Again, I don't know how well you can see. This is with the changing leaves, and it's a hybrid, so it die cuts and embosses at the same time. Gives a nice dimension to your die cut. I'm going to take that leaf, right about there. I'm going to take our stamped image. Again, I stamped that right on that Designer Series paper that's from the background and die cut it out with the Everyday Details dies. So let's put that maybe right about there. Go ahead and I'm not sure if these little twigs, I don't remember. I think they're from the what's it called? Unbounded Love dies rather than the changing leaves. I'm not real sure about that. This little one I know is from the changing leaves. In here like so, and maybe add one more little twig here and put it down under here. So we've got this. Now we're going to grab the basic white and adhere it to that second piece of the Pretty Peacock. Do the little white twigs so that it kind of matches the inside where we would do our greeting or sign our name. And then this is just going to go inside here. Like so, and there you have a fun, fancy cut fold card done with the changing leaves bundle and the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.